Good morning, good morning, good morning, all of my great trade geniuses out there. Welcome back to Trade Genius Live. I'm your host and the brand ambassador of the hedge fund prop firm, TradeGheenyuz, and we are in here on a Monday, first day of the future, NQ trading week, I should say, as far as like no overnight session. But yeah, we back in here. Hope everybody had a great weekend, shook off all the baked beans and brisket and ribs and all potato salad and what else? Greens, macaroni and cheese, macaroni salad, all that stuff y'all was eating. Hope y'all got all that shook off and y'all ready to get in it. Other than that, it was for me it was a chill weekend. So let's get it. Let me send out one more notification and then we are going to jump in it. And bam. All right, cool. See who we got in the building. V Brewer, that's what's up. Moodinator, good morning. Where we at? Blunt Machete, good morning. JR, good morning. Todd, good morning. Edgar Martinez, good morning. Jerry Jack, a.k.a. Mr. Payout, in the building. PT702FX, good morning. C-Dub, good morning. Kaz, Grand Risings. He said, man, happy to be alive after this past weekend. I heard that, my brother. The good thing is, up here in Cali, we ain't nothing popping, so we can't really pop no firecracker. So I'm telling you, pop anything, boy. Them folks pulling up like you got hostages in the house, boy. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what's up. Let's see here. Chalk, good morning. Sin, good morning. Let's see here. Serena, good morning. Michael Heath, good morning. CG, good morning. Botavin, what's up, my brother? Hope all is well with you and the family. Happy new trading week to you as well. Karate 357, Grand Risings, Mystic Flame. Top of the morning. Sneehall, my sister, good morning. Yes, PMI at 10 a.m. That is correct. Lacria, good morning. Miss Impress, good eatings. Miss Tiffany Jones, good morning. Jonathan, good morning. From Dominica. I ain't gonna never forget, bro. I ain't gonna forget that one. That was ingrained in my brain right there. For real. I hope y'all had a great weekend, safe weekend. Morbid Drifter, good morning. Safe weekend. Everybody still got all their fingers, if you know what I'm saying. This is usually the weekend that takes fingers. So our power is back, and I am back to full energy to get whatever market gives. That's what's up. Glad to hear that. My sister, Raider 40, good morning. Tiffany Perez, good morning. That's what's up. Well, let's see here. Everybody got everything set up. Let me just actually provision it. If you're copy trading, just make sure you got your copier set up and you have your lead account and your account you're logged in on are the same. Just make sure you got that going. I'm just provisioning mine. I had everything open, but lately I've been waiting until like right about now to go in there and like set up the lead account and all the follower accounts, only because a lot of times I have like connection loss sometimes. So I was just trying to do this to see if this would be a way to try to combat that, because I'm usually sitting at my desk after my workout. Let's see here. Probably I'm sitting here like around 5:15. So I was like, seemed like when I do it too soon, I hear connection loss because it's it's been connected for a while. And of course, I'm not trading at that time. So I was like, you know what, I'll just start waiting and start doing it a little bit closer to like now. So, but yeah, so for me, everything is provision. I just double checked. Lead accounts or matching accounts I'm logged into on both. Yes, yes, yes. Right ticker, correct. All right, and I think other than that, we should be ready to rock, and then we'll jump into some news. All right. Nate Dogg 30, that's what's up. Morning. Regina, good morning. Hilton Osborne, good morning, bro. Welcome. I know you've been trying to get in here for a minute. That's what's up. Welcome. All right, so let me just pull up news. So I always talk about this. I'm sure most of you guys have it, but I was like, periodically, I just need to just say this. Just not make sure, but it's a good idea to have this news channel. Move this out the way, move this down here. All right, cool. Let me screen share real quick and we'll get into news. And bam. All right, cool. So everyone should have this. forexfactory.com. I'm going to put it in the chat, in the comment section. Oh, yes, the golden question. Thank you, Mystic Flame. How is everybody feeling this morning? Let's audit your feelings. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's jump off this. How's everybody feeling? Let's audit your feelings. Let me know. One word me in the chat. How you feeling? Tired, anxious, determined? You know, what are you feeling? What are your emotions? How are you feeling? What are you feeling? So let me know. One word me in the chat. Appreciate that, Mystic Flame. How y'all feeling? One word me. What we got? Gravy. I don't know how to take that, JR. off this big food weekend. That's funny. Gravy. Miss Empress said tired. Mr. Flame said refreshed. Bro Machete said good. PT702FX said feeling great today. That's what's up. Regina Beck sleepy. G Powell was good. Apprehensive. Okay. Michael He said feeling brand new. V Brewer said fearless. Karate 357 said good. Let's see here. CG said ready. Serena said persistent. Q said mad at myself. G Powell said ready. Nate Dogg fresh. That's what's up. How about the rest of y'all? How y'all feeling? Oh, you're welcome, Hilton. No problem. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling, of course, well rested. That's what's up. I slept well, but I just know my body is tired. Sincere said ready. Me, I'm feeling, mentally I'm feeling good. My body is just feeling a little tired, but that just comes with, getting back on my routine, and I've been really grinding hard. So, and I didn't have no rest day. So I think it's probably important that I take one. Chalk said prosperous. Love it. All right, cool. Let's jump into news real quick. Market is going to open in like a couple minutes. So let's get in there. News today, we have PMI at 7 a.m. So at 10 o'clock Eastern. Man, Trent, I don't know what you be thinking. I don't know what you be thinking. So I'm kicking my X right now. Hit me in the DM. Let me know what's going on. Jerry Jack said good. Oh, I got you. What I be thinking. It's all good. It happens. Literally, it happens. If you don't want to share in here, it's cool. You can hit me in the DM. Let me know what's good. But it happens. Whatever it is, it happens. Just don't, like I said, just don't add no emotions to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand what you did and just move on. Literally, don't beat yourself up about it. Best for our family to be alive, and it's all just last night. Wow, man, same here, bro. I always think about you, Badavan, for real, for real. But yeah, Q, just don't beat yourself up about it, and don't get Emu good morning, and don't get too, don't get too bent out of shape about it. Check yourself, because we got to do that. Like, hold yourself accountable, but after that, like, just let it be. Don't drag it on to another day and another moment. Just let it be. Today is a whole new day. It is what it is. But we don't give up when we're still here. Oh yeah, Badavan, I already know, bro. I already know you got that soldier mentality. For real, for real. All right, market is gonna open. Determined. That's what's up, Kaz. Determined. I love it. Market is gonna open here in 1 second. Boom. Oh my goodness. Gracious. Gracious of goodness. All right. That was spiky, right? It hit that reversal zone. It was like, it dipped its toe in there. It was like, nope, shooting back up. I don't know. We could get a possible DS long. The only thing is I don't really have no Friday. We didn't have a Friday candle on TradingView, so really can't. It's gonna be hard to gauge. Where my. Let me see here. Let's see here. See, just above 2,900. All right, cool. I was gonna say it'll be kind of hard to gauge what's the name, but I think already about to hit. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to gauge a DS long, because anyone on TradingView, we don't have a Friday candle, so that means we had to use a Thursday candle to do our dailies. And if you're on NinjaTrader, that means you did have a Friday candle, so you're able to do your dailies. Because I'm looking at my big brother's chart right now, and I see he got his daily up. That's because he's on NinjaTrader. So, yeah, unfortunately. So, might just have to sit out of this and possibly wait for a 15-minute banger. Let's see what we got. In order to have that, we will need a candle flip on this 630 candle. If not, then sit on my hands. No harm, no foul. It is what it is. Let's see here. Where are we at? Let me go here. See what Lazy talking about. He's going for. Wait. No. Oh yeah, he's looking at. Is he looking at shorts? Maybe he is. Yeah, he is. He is looking at shorts. All right, cool. Well, we'll just sit back and see. Well, one of my, basically, I don't even really have any, I'm not comfortable trading the DS, because this is usually what happens, y'all. So, like I said, if you're on NinjaTrader, like I know Moodinator, I know he's on NinjaTrader, so I know he has a Friday candle. A lot of times when we have a holiday where we have a holiday and the market closes early, right? You'll notice on TradingView, we won't even have a candle for that day. Jazz Rich, good morning. We won't even have a candle for that day, because, where everything's off. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's just something that comes with the territory. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it is what it is. That's pretty much how it rocks. That's what I've been used to for the past couple of years. I guess whenever I decide to switch over to NinjaTrader, that would change. You know what I mean? Because I have a Friday candle. But yeah, it's just something that comes with the territory. So doesn't mean like there's anything wrong with TradingView. It's just that's just the way TradingView. That's just the way they capture data, because NinjaTrader, they use CQG or CGQ, and that's just a different type of data. I mean, that's just data from a different data provider. And then TradingView uses CME. So it doesn't mean that one is wrong and one, it's just, that's just the way it is. Got my first payout in my Lucid 25,000. That's what's up. G Power, shout out to you, brother. That's what's up, G Power. Congrats, bro. Got that rack, got that nice rack. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, So when it comes to that, just understand with TradingView, that's something that we're going to be dealing with. Like when we have, you'll just notice, like I said, when we have when we have, down a little bit, when we have holidays, it'll just be like that. So it kind of messes up. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us a true, how would I say, we don't get the true reading on the chart because we don't have our daily set. The good thing is after today, we'll have a daily set because today will be a full day of trading. So we'll be able to mark out our dailies for tomorrow. So we'll be good on that note. But yeah, it's just something that we just deal with. So like I said, so right now, so DS basically is invalidated anyway. Because just looking at my big brother's chart, it hit the daily level and that's that. So what we would need now to take our strategy on a 15-minute time frame, we would need this candle to flip bearish because we need the 615 and the 630 candle both to be going in the same direction. 615 candle is really, how would I say, the catalyst of the direction that we're going. It sets the direction. So whichever direction the 615 candle closes on the 15-minute time frame will depict what direction we're going. If the 630 candle does not match the 615 candle, then that trade is also will be considered invalidated, meaning we don't take it. But other than that, that's pretty much what we're looking at. We also have news at 7. So while we're doing that, let me hit this. He hit 2 shorts. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. He did hit 2 shorts. I did see that. Yep. Price looks like, oh, okay. We got that flip just that quick. So who knows? We might get it. This pink line is basically, I'm using Thursday's daily. So there it is. But anyway, so let's get in here. 5-0 still playing out, but approaching stop loss now. Yeah, I didn't get back in. I took my base hit. It stopped out my runner last night, and I left it alone. Absolutely, G Powell, you deserve it, my brother. For real. Gonna wait until after 10 a.m. news before I do anything. Smart. Let's get these likes up, good peeps. Please. We got 60 viewers. We have 29 likes. All we need is 31 more. Likes are free. Don't cost you nothing but a click. Click. That's all I ask. All right. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and get to this mental muscle. So let's get to our question of the day. So question of the day today is, what is analysis paralysis and how does it stop NQ traders from pulling the trigger? What is analysis paralysis? What is analysis paralysis? Anybody want to take a crack at it? What is analysis paralysis? Anybody want to take a crack at it? I'm waiting. What is analysis paralysis? Overthinking? Close. Super close. Analysis paralysis. Anybody else want to take a crack? Want to take a crack at it? What we got? Overthinking, making stuff overcomplicated. Overthinking, you don't stick to your plan because of fear. What else we got? Stall on a trade. when you're overthinking everything so much that you never get anything done. All those are pretty good, pretty close. What we got? Looking at too much data. Too much information. Serena and C-Dub, y'all right on it. Absolutely. Too much information and not implementing. Serena, that's definitely on point. C-Dub, that's definitely on point. Looking at too much data. Think about it, y'all. The answer is really in the term analysis paralysis. Not sure of your strategy, battling between buys and sells, overthinking leading to unwanted results. All those are good. What would be more correct is too much information and not implementing because of it. And like C-Dub said, looking at too much data. So analysis paralysis would be this: adding you adding so many indicators and confluences that you never feel confident enough to enter. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got so much stuff on your chart, you got so many confluences or so many indicators that you don't even confident, when to enter. Now, how you can overcome that? For one, if you've back tested that strategy going back 3 years, and that would give you the confidence to know when to enter, right? Also, too, you should. If you backtest a strategy going back 3 years, you're taking at least 700 trades, right? Just think about that. There's 20 trading days in a month, and 20 times 12, right? Months in a year, that's 240, right? 3 years, 243 times, that's 720, right? Let's say 20 days for, we'll take out 20 days for holidays. So we'll say 700 trades, roughly 700 trades that you would take back testing a strategy going back 3 years, right? So you would know, first of all, if you're back testing a strategy, then you would know the different indicators and stuff that you would need, right? Like on the HSS, you should probably have no more than like 2 indicators, right? And I'm using that as an example because you would have the 100, and I know he's starting to do the VWAP, but I know really like just the 100, right? It's 100 EMA, right? So you don't need any more indicators than that. Like you don't need fair value gaps. You don't need to have like anything else in the background. You don't need like highs and lows. Like you don't need indicators like that, like the ones you see on my chart, right? Excuse me. But that felt good. Right? So just think about that. So if you're backtesting a strategy going back that far, then you would know what you need to execute the strategy, right? Meaning from an indicator perspective. If you have too many indicators on your chart, that would lead me to believe you don't know the strategy, because any good proven strategy will have a set amount of indicators, and then that's it. Either maybe be like regular candles or Heikin-Ashi candles, and then you'll have a couple of indicators, and then that's it. And like if you're trading support and resistance, I don't even think you need any indicators on your chart, right? You just need the right kind of candles, right? And then you need to just chart out your support and your resistance levels. So having too many indicators is not good. You know what I'm saying? And you always have to think about that. You want to think about it. The cure for like confluences and knowing what to enter is not more analysis, right? Right? And like I said, if you're backtesting a strategy, then you should have a checklist. And that checklist is usually going to be like 3 to 4 different things that you're going to check off. I mean, when I say 3 to 4 different things, meaning 3 to 4 different, how would I say, confluences or steps, right? Like I'm going to go back to the HSS because it's just more easier to explain using that. And I don't even trade it, but I just understand I understand like the rules. And it's a very, very simple strategy, in my opinion. You got to wait for your momentum candles. First of all, you got to have your rejection off the 100, right? To know the direction you're going. Then you got to have your flat bottom candles. Then you got to have the doji, right? And then you enter, right? Now, I'm I don't think I missed a step, but I may have. But the point I'm making is I'm just saying like there's steps, right? And you got to have all of those steps, and then boom, and then that doji has to be like, I believe Euphoria says he likes it bigger than the candle before it or something to that degree. So that will make it more of a high probability for that trade, right? For that particular trade, that setup, it will make it a more high probability setup. So those are the things that you'll be looking for. So those would be your boxes that you would check off, so to speak, right? Now, when you think about that, like I said, you don't need to have all of these indicators, right? It's just too much. If you have a lot of indicators on your chart, that should indicate to you that what? I need to learn this strategy. Because I'm thinking most strategies have maybe 3 to 4 indicators on the chart. Even some strategies that I've tried before that I don't even trade anymore, before getting into the, well, I wouldn't even say that. Even being in the inner circle, there's some strategies that I saw that I just kind of looked at, and they all have like 3 to 4, maybe indicators, maybe 3 to 4 steps. And then as far as on your confluences, you just want to have at least 3 to 4 confluences. You don't need anything more than that. Like 3 or 4 is solid. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need. And I'm going to ask y'all, like, how many indicators do y'all have on your chart right now? Let me know. How many indicators do y'all have on y'all chart? And 15-minute banger is invalid. Thank you, Serena. Ty, welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you, y'all. Everybody letting me know. Too many appetizers before the main course? Absolutely. How many indicators do y'all have on y'all chart? I'm just curious. One word me. One word me. Just put a number. 2, 4, 8, 6. Laser Focus Mind said T has 2. I have 4. Blow Machete has 3. How many indicators do y'all have on y'all chart? Okay. George Powell said 5. V. Brewer said 3. Paula said 4. What we got? Karai 357 said 3 to 4. C Dub said 2. Right now. Got it. 3 indicators, swing aim, got it. Sin said 6. 3 daily level swing resistance, got it. Jerry Jack said 3. Blow Machete down on my TV chart, 6, got it. 0 for the 5-0, absolutely. No indicators for that one. Depends on the flow. Gotcha. C-Dub. So think about this. Are you guys actually using all of those? Regina said 5. Are you guys actually using them? Because on mine, I have 7 indicators on in my list. Something to do said, okay, you got 7, Josh, got you. I have 7 in my list, but I only use 4. Q said 3, gotcha. Yeah, I have 7 in my list, but I only use 4 of them. 4 of them stay up on my list. Only using 4 when I think about it. The other 2 are hidden. Yeah. There you go. That's what's up, Sin. Marvin just said 3. Got it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have 7 in my list, but I only use literally 4 of them. So just asking. In my list, I have 11. I can see you having 11, Serena. You trade a lot of different strats. You know what I mean? Like you do. So that makes sense. And I know you use the fib. Yeah, you do a lot of different things. So for you, I see that makes sense. For you, I wouldn't say like you have, how would I say, you have too many. I know you trade a lot of different strategies. So that makes sense. I have 4, got you. I have 9 on the chart, but never use all of them at the same time. Makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely. That's kind of like how it should be, right? Use 3 to 4 mostly, the others based on my strat. Yeah. I'll toggle them off and on depending on strategy being traded. Karai 357 stated. Yeah. See, now that's making a lot of sense. Each has a purpose to identify entry, stop, and target. Got you. Got you, laser focused mind. That makes sense. I could see us having more than what we would use, and then some of them are hidden, and then we would use them, depending on the strategy that we're trading. So that's cool. That makes sense. Okay, cool. 5 daily levels, FEG kill zones that automates daily buy, swing. I have a different tab with different indicators for each strategy, so each chart is clean. Yeah, same here. Because I don't trade, I haven't traded the HSS, but I do have a chart up for it. Q, I'll shoot you a video on the fib. I'll DM it to you. I'll shoot you one. It's one that Serena shot to me. So it's a YouTube video. T Tasha, 1 golden arrow. Okay. That's what's up. I used 4 during New York session and the scalp indicator during Asia. Got you, Paula. Okay, that makes sense. Like, there's no one of the answers where I was like, okay, I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's good. Because like I said, I can see us having more than what we use because you're using stuff for different strategies. That makes sense. Good. So with that stated, no one here should be suffering from analysis paralysis. That was the reason. That was the question. That was the reason why I asked the question. So that's cool. That's good stuff. Shout out to y'all though. For real. Shout out to y'all. I like that. So, bet. That's a send me that fib video too, please. Yeah, you got it, Morbid Drifter. Just Morbid Drifter, just send me a DM. Just say yo, so you're at the top. Q, please do the same thing. Just say, hey, send me just DM me and say, hey, don't forget to send me the fib. Just because this way you guys are like at the top. Because I get so many DMs, and it's like, as you know, I get DMs, of course, people get pushed to the bottom. So one try to use the track setups, and the other I used to take my trades. Got you, Blunt. Got you. But yes, just send me a DM, whoever it is. If y'all want the video, I'll share the video with you. No problem. Like I said, shout out to Serena. She shared it with me. So of course I'll share it with y'all. Just DM me. Just say, yo, Trent, send me that fifth video. And then I'll send it. As soon as the stream is over, I'll just send it to y'all. But yeah, but that's good. I'm glad what I saw. I'm glad what you guys stated, and I see like everybody's on point. And the reason why I'm gonna start focusing more on like, what you guys are doing and like what we're doing is because I want to make sure that we're constantly building on the foundation that we're started. We are at, I think, episode 92 or 3. I think we're at episode 92, right? We're almost at 100 episodes. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that, we are succeeding. Now, I've seen a lot of success in this community so far. People getting payouts, folks doing just a lot better, evals. I mean, just all kind of stuff. Like it's been good. So I just want to make sure that we are constantly building on that foundation, because if you guys are not successful, then I'm failing. For real. Like if you guys aren't successful, I'm failing. Just know that. So and think about that. Like think about that. If you guys are not successful, or how would I say, even gaining success or even learning or building, then I'm failing. So if you see me, someone says something in the comment section and I correct it, I'm not like coming down on you or anything like that. It's like, remember, no feelings, no emotions, right? So no feelings, no emotions. So if someone says something and I correct you, always know that it's coming from the right place. Like I said, if y'all are not successful, I'm failing, and I'm not a failure. So just know if I see something, I'm gonna say something. And sometimes my responses you may not like my responses, but it doesn't mean that I'm coming with I'm not coming with like some mean energy or something, and I'm coming with some coaching energy. And if anybody's played sports, then you've been yelled at by your coach several times. Does it mean that your coach didn't like you? Nah, that's just how that was just to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about that. So if I do that, like, just know I'm just motivating you. And I'm a 3-sport athlete. I'm a three-sport athlete. Basketball, football, baseball. I started in everything. Second base and first base in baseball. I played point and two guard in basketball. And in football, I played wide receiver, and I did play a little bit of DB. But I was wide receiver. So trust me, and I started in every team I played on, I started. I never sat the bench unless I was hurt. So my point is, I've been yelled at a lot, and I understand what that is. Now, I ain't gonna be yelling at you, but I'm gonna tell you, like, you know, what you need to hear. And sometimes you might not like it, but just understand that's okay. A lot of times we don't like those kinds of things, right? But if you want to be successful, this is what it's gonna take. So just know that. And then we don't need another thing too. If you want to support your fellow trader, giving them sympathy in the comment section is not support. Just think about that. We're talking about the trading world, not our personal life, not the personal world. In the personal world, sympathy is what we're supposed to do. In the trading world, no sympathy. Because if you're doing sympathy, that means that you're bringing feelings and emotions into the comment section, and we can't do that. We got to keep it poker face. We got to keep it stoic. We got to keep no emotions. Now, how would you support your fellow trader? If someone came in the chat and was like, "Man, this and that happening," then you want to give them like a proactive response, right? Proactive meaning like let's say they say something about a strategy or something, and your first question should be, have you back tested that strategy? You know what I mean? Like, because when we don't want to hear about what ain't working, we want to know, what are you doing to make it work? You know what I mean? That's how you support your fellow trader in the comment section. Not, oh, I get it, I'm with you. That's sympathy. We're not doing that. No sympathy in the chat, no feelings in the chat, no emotions, no none of that. Literally. Like, we have to make sure that we are, and the reason why I say this is because, think about it. If we've been building our psychology over the past 90-something episodes, right? I want y'all to understand that one situation can throw all of that away. Literally, one situation can throw all of the psychology that you've been building up. And possibly that could even domino effect into someone else that's in the comment section. So just think about it. You spent 9 months building this beautiful house, and then it gets burned down in one day. How would you feel? Think about that, right? All this hard work y'all put in, money, this and that to get to this point, and you burned it down in one day. Let's say it got burned down from negligence, right? That's not a cool feeling. That's not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just using that as an analogy, right? Because I know a burning house is going to bring way more different kind of emotions than blowing an account. But I'm just giving an analogy of working hard at something and then it's gone in just like one day. You know what I'm saying? So remember that no matter what's going on, I want you guys to share it. Like, if you blow some accounts, this and that, like, share that. We're supposed to, because the idea is not to be sympathetic. The idea is to help your fellow trader get back on track, and getting them back on track. We can't do that through sympathy. We do that through being proactive. Like, what'd you do? Were you over leveraging? Were you not one and done? Like, these are the questions that we need to be asking. This is how we support our fellow trader. All right, Morbid Drifter, be good. V Brewer, you're a nut. V Brewer, I'm laughing at you. And this ain't even at her. This in general, right? Like, we gotta make sure that we are constantly building on our psychology, right? And we can't, like I said, being sympathetic is cool, but not in our trading business, not in our trading world, not in our trading psychology. That's why I always talk about how much psychology is so important, because a lot of times our personal, or let me say this, our psychology that's outside of trading will kind of, filter its way into trading, and it can't. There's two different psychologies that we have to have. So I just want to just make sure that we get that across. And I say that, and everyone understands that if you say something and I correct you, I'm not singling you out. I'm not, coming down on you. I'm just letting you know that because I want to see you succeed. Like I said, if you guys aren't succeeding, I'm failing, and I'm not a failure. And I take that to heart, like for real. I ain't no failure. I did not start this channel to create a community of failures. You know what I'm saying? I started this channel to help create a community of consistent, profitable traders. That's my goal. And if you guys, and don't get me wrong, I know that's going to take time. I'm not expecting you guys to like in 1 week. You guys know we talk about this. It takes time. We're building. We're chopping at this tree every day. Remember, I give the analogy of what? We got this big, beautiful trading sword, and every day we got that big, fat stone, and we're just every day that we're in here, we're what? We're sharpening our trading sword every day. And some of us will get there sooner. Some of us will get there a little bit later than sooner, but that's okay. It doesn't matter the amount of time that it takes us to get there. It's just the fact that we get there, right? So just keep that in mind. And that's all that I ask. If you see your fellow trader stumbling, I ain't saying don't care. I'm just saying like no sympathy. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing no putting our arm around you. No sympathy, no feelings, no emotions. What we're doing is we're checking you. We're trying to see. Someone says, damn, I blew 10 accounts. The first thing I'm going to ask is, how'd you do it? You know what I mean? How'd you do it? Not, everything's going to be okay. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not, no. No. We're not doing that. The question is, how'd you do it? And you give them an opportunity to respond, right? And then, based on the response, I think everyone here has been doing this. Most of us in here have been doing this long enough to where we can identify like, all right, sounds like either you weren't one and done, you could have been chasing losses, you could have been revenge trading, and the reason why we ask these questions is because we want to identify what's going on, right? We want to identify what's going on. Why? So we can have a solution. It's not identify to point no fingers, because we ain't in here pointing no fingers. We ain't doing that either. Nobody in here has no right to point no finger at anyone, not even me. We ain't pointing no fingers. But to identify what's going on, because what? We got to come up with a solution. That's why we ask these questions. Like how did that happen? What'd you do? Were you revenge trading? Were you this? Were you that? All of those are great questions to ask. And also, too, what does it do? It makes that person have to be accountable. But also, too, it triggers something else. It triggers the idea of like the rest of the community seeing what's going on to where they're like, oh, okay, this is how we move as a community. Exactly. We move like that. And it's okay if someone says something, it's okay to ask them like, what you do? Was you revenge trading? Was you this? And it's not for that person to get in their feelings and be like, no, I wasn't, like, don't get defensive. If we're asking questions, we're asking just because we're trying to come up with a solution. And remember, getting defensive will be what? Emotions. It would be feelings. That's why I say no feelings, no emotions in trading at all. And don't get me wrong, I know that does take time to build, but we got to make sure that we're keeping that ideology so we can correct ourselves. If we do catch ourselves, how would I say, adding some emotions or adding some feelings or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we have to always keep in mind, to make sure that we are always keeping our emotions in check and keeping our feelings in check as well, and understand that, I can't do that. Like, there's many times that I've had to check myself and be like, nah, man, you can't be walking around just because the trade went against you. You can't be walking around carrying that into the next day or carrying that around with you once you get off the charts. Like, you gotta suck that up. Like, these are the things we have to tell ourselves. I mean, if you're in here, then I would only have to think that you're in here because you want to take your trading game to the next level. This is going to be one of the main points to do that, is your psychology. Like, that's how we got to take it to the next level. Remember, psychology and trading is everything. It's more than just clicking. It's more than getting in a trade. It's more than exiting a trade. It's more than making some profits. Like, our psychology is everything. Without psychology, we have nothing in trading. If you don't get your psychology in order, you will never, ever, ever become a consistent, profitable trader, literally. And that's not because I'm saying it. It's because the way trading is designed, you have to have psychology before anything. And to have psychology means no emotions, no feelings, no none of that. You know, your trade go against you, take it on the chin. Boop. All right, cool. Next, and forget about it. All you want to do is journal it, figure out possibly what went wrong. If you don't, you got me, you got this whole community. We figure out what went wrong, we get a solution on it, and then we work on that solution, whatever that is. For me, mine was overzealousness. I think I talked to you guys about this, and I told myself I got to start working on that, and I worked on that because that was making me do stuff like taking trades way too early, not allowing the setups to fully set up, just thinking what I'm thinking, like I think that's not trading. So there was some correction I had to do it myself, and it took me some time, and I got better at it. I worked on it so well that I'm good at that. Like, I don't revenge trade. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. I've done it before, but I don't do it anymore because I worked on it, and I'm constantly working on it. I'm constantly in my head, telling myself I got my little, well, I don't have my rules here anymore, but I have some other little things up here that keeps me, as a reminder, like, y'all know what I've been dealing with lately, not taking base hits, right? We talked about this, understanding that we're in a different market right now. This is a base hit market. This is hypothetically speaking, you're in a trade on 5 micros, you trim 4 of them micros, you bank that, and you let 1 micro run and leave a runner. That's the market that we're in right now. We're not in a holding market, in my opinion. The market is too volatile. You know what I'm saying? So, there it is. Like, just keep that in mind. Just keep those things in mind. So everyone is always working on something is the point that I'm making. But if you guys ever heard me talk about it, I've never was talking from a place of, man, I don't know what's going on with me. No, y'all hear me checking myself. Like, man, like just saying, like, man, I didn't did some stupid stuff. Like, I say stuff like that. You can say stuff like that. That's not necessarily emotions. You're just checking yourself. You're holding yourself accountable for the actions of, what you're doing or not doing, whatever that may be. And it's okay to say that. That's okay. Because it's a good way of, like I said, holding yourself accountable. Like when Q was like, man, I did some stupid stuff. Like, I'm on my own butt right now. It's good to say that. That's good. I don't look at that as being emotional, being in your feelings. I look at that as like you checking yourself. Cause it's like you're telling yourself, like, I know better than that. That's the ideology you want to have. You know what I mean? If a coach ain't around, then you got to be your own coach. And even if a coach is around, you still want to have that mentality to understand, like, I know better than that. I don't even know why I did that. And then, you got something to work on. But understanding the issue or understanding the problem, you 50% have won the battle, because the only other 50% will be what? Implementation of the solution. And now you can turn that around. So just keep that in mind. I just want to say that. What Q said. Can we have the psychology, man? Especially, you know what? I would definitely try that. And it's funny that you say that, Q, because I was going to say, if you're really truly struggling with your emotions, if you're in the inner circle, then I would definitely say go holler at Alan. But I'm definitely going to holler at him. That's a good idea. It'll be good to have him on. And I'll see if he wants to do that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that to everybody. Yeah, PMI already came. I know I already talked through news. I didn't think it was going to be too much. But I figured none of us was really in a trade. I wasn't in a trade. Both of our what's-the-names got invalidated. So I left it alone. Yeah, good players want to be coached. Absolutely. That's how I was. My coach used to be yelling up and down at me, but he already know I like to work hard. I think that's why he yelled at me more. I think he saw something in me that when he yelled at me, it made me work harder. It did. And I didn't trip on being yelled at. I didn't really get it. You know, think about it. You could get in your feelings, like coach yelling at you and you get down and be like, hey, man, coach on my butt. Well, nah, that's not the attitude to take. The attitude to take is like, man, coach on my ass right now. I got it, man. Let me get my stuff together. You know what I mean? Most of that time when your coaches be on your butt, it's a reason. I remember one time my coach chewed me out. I was playing wide receiver in high school. I did 2 offsides back to back. It was like a 3rd and 3. So y'all already know what it was after that, right? We was like what? I think it was like 3rd and 13. Boy, he was hot. We got the first down, but he chewed me out. And guess what? Rightfully so. Because guess what? My head wasn't in the game. First of all, as a wide receiver, you don't never get no offsides. Your eye's supposed to be on the ball. You're supposed to be looking down the line. I did 2 back to back. He chewed me the hell out, cussed me out. I ain't getting my feelings though. I could have, but I understood the nature of what was going on. I had to suck that up and take it on the chin. Just like when trades go against us, got to take it on the chin. Seriously, you got to have a not for long attitude. It happened, it's gone, it's done, cool, it's over. I ain't even sweating it no more. All I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna journal it, I'm gonna write it down, I'm gonna figure out what went wrong, and I'm moving on. I'm not carrying that another minute past the trade going against me. And understand what? That's why I always tell y'all, when trades go against us, what does that mean? What does that mean? We paid some bills. That's all it means. It doesn't define you as a trader. It doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means the trade just went against us. We paid some bills. Because you can have the perfect setup, the perfect price action, the perfect everything, the perfect environment, all of that, and the trade still go against you. That's the way it works in trading. So if you really think about it, is there really a perfect trade? No. Just some trades are just more high probable than others. Because a perfect trade, meaning perfect price action, like as I stated, your setup was there, you waited, you got the proper entry, everything, you got the best fill, you followed all the rules, all the confluences, and it still go against you. Does that mean you suck? No. Does that mean you don't know how to trade? No. That's just a part of being a trader. That's why, because of that main pretense of what I just stated, is the reason why you got to take them on the chin and just keep it pushing. Can't sweat that. Yeah, can't even sweat that. And even in your journal, you're going to know what you're going to put in your journal in a situation like that. Price action was good. Proper setup. All my confluences were there. My emotions were in check. Got the best fill on entry. Trade just went against me. Ain't nothing you could do on that one. What could you do better? Nothing. The only thing that you could do is make sure what? You ain't get emotional. You ain't get no feelings behind it. You didn't allow it to, how would I say, mess with your psychology. That's all you can do on something like that. And if you're exercising discipline and you understand if you exercising good discipline and you understand that particular trade that day just went against you, you're like, hey, I just paid some bills today. That's it. It was a business expense, and move on like it never happened. So just keep that in mind. I just thought it'd be good to like talk about that and understand, because like I said, we're 90 episodes in, and I know we have some new folks in here, but we have a good core of people that have been in here for just about all these 90 episodes. So I'm expecting y'all to make sure if someone's doing that, let them know. No. We don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? This is how we direct that energy. JR said, well, blew my account today. Oh, well, buying another one. I was up like almost 2,000, but I lost big and tried to recoup. You trying to hold, right, my brother? I would say, remember, man, just take some profits off the table if you can. We're not in a holding market. Remember, with something that we just got to remember. That's all. It happens. Trust me, I was doing it too. It happens. And I know better. Still did it though. It happens. Like I said, just make sure you journal it. So when you read when you read your journal at the end of the week, when you read it on Saturday, that's why I always say your journal always starts on Monday and it ends on Friday. And on Saturday, you read it. And then you start back over for the next week. Yep. I'm telling you, a lot of times at this point, and you guys are going to be like this too. Trust me. You'll know like it when someone says something in the comment section, you'll almost pretty much have an idea of what went wrong because you understand trading. If he said he was up 2,000 and he lost big, that lets me know he was holding. Straight up. Just think about it. There's no trading ain't rocket science. It ain't trigonometry. It ain't calculus. Literally. You ain't got to use order of operations when we doing this. Like, it's fairly simple when you think about like things going wrong and what someone didn't do or could have did. Like, you can just tell. And he admitted it. Yep, trying to hold. Look, as long as you can admit it, it's not even a fact of admitting it. It's the fact of just holding yourself accountable. Remember, we're in a base hit market right now. Just got to remember that. And I know a lot of times too, I've done that. Like, you see two bands, you want to see three, you want to see 2,500, but you got to tell yourself this too. We got to always remind ourselves that we have to always remind ourselves too. Cause I was telling myself this just from those days of holding, like, how you up, and this is me checking me. I'm like, Trent, how you up 3,200 and that trade, how you up 3,200 and now you're down and that trade went against you and now you're down your 500 or 600, whatever your risk was. How was that even possible? Think about it. How was that even possible? Because I was not trading conducive to the terrain. It's like we got these passenger tires on this car and we out here trying to 4x4. Yeah, right. I'm gonna see how that's gonna work. Boy, if you ain't got them big fat 4x4 tires on there and you ain't got no 4x4 mode in your vehicle, good luck. Good luck. Like, you have to change with the terrain. Yep. Straight up. And it's always keeping that in mind because you could do it today, but then tomorrow, it's a possibility you may not do it. It just happens. It don't mean you suck. It don't mean anything. Remember, our trades don't define us as people. So just keep that in mind. And it happens. If it happens, cool. It's just use it right. Right, blunt machete, exactly. For real. Yeah, and you know what? And let me say this, y'all. It's okay to say, yo, that's my problem. Yo, that's what I need to work on. Yo, I got to get better at that. Like, that's how we're going to get good. It's okay to get on your own ass. Like, do that. It's important. There's nothing wrong with it. You know how I look at it? I look at it like this. If you have integrity, then you should be on yourself about making mistakes and doing stuff like that. That's your integrity, right? You always want to keep your integrity intact, right? And what is integrity? Doing the right thing when no one is looking. That's integrity. So if you know you over there doing some stuff you shouldn't be doing, that's what you should be telling yourself. Or even if you put that in the comment section, man, I'm over here on some foolishness. I know better than this. I did X, Y, Z. That's okay. Because guess what you're saying? You're letting when you put that in the community, you're basically being vulnerable enough for the community to come back and help you autocorrect, right? Help you correct that. And that's what you want. It's okay to say, man, I'm messing up. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather someone say I'm messing up. I have more respect for the person that come in the comment section and say, you know what? I know better than this and I did X, Y, Z, versus coming in here and not holding themselves accountable and trying to make it seem like they doing all of this and all of that. I don't have no respect for no one like that. Like, just keep it 100. Because you could lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself. You could tell me whatever, but that don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to help you. We're in here to get ahead. That's why we're here. That's the whole point of all of this, what we're doing, That's why I come on and do this. That's why I'm doing everything that I'm doing on my end to facilitate the information to you guys and, tips of the day, questions of the day, and just all the different things that we do. It's not just about getting money. Like that is, like I said, that is a byproduct of what we're doing. Like that's the end game. Of course, at the end of the day, we're in here to get to the bag, to get to Trade Genius Island, most definitely. But it's so much that has to happen before that. Period. So, like, be accountable, hold yourself accountable. No emotions, no feelings, no sympathy. I don't want to see nobody sympathizing another trader up in here. Period. And that doesn't mean you're not supporting them. I just told you, if you want to support them, ask them, okay, what'd you do? How'd that happen? And when they tell you, like, okay, so then you're gonna add the next question you're gonna ask them is, so what's your solution on that? If they say they don't have a solution, then guess what? That's where you kick in and you'd be like, all right, try this. This worked for me. Or I remember Trent said this, or I remember someone in the chat said that. Like, that's how you support your fellow trader. And I'm gonna leave it there. Straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. And just know, like, I'm in here to see, I want y'all to succeed. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this one more time and I'm gonna leave it alone. If you guys are not succeeding, I'm failing, and I ain't no damn failure. I can tell you that right now. Everything that I do, I work hard at. I make mistakes. I'm human. I ain't say I was mistake free. I said I work hard at the things that I do. And a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've gotten to the point where I've realized that I'm more free-spirited now in this 90-something episodes than I was probably in the first 10 and 20. I was trying to be perfect. Now I'm just like, I ain't tripping because I know I got y'all. Because I know if something ain't right on my chart, y'all gonna be like, hey, Trent, woo, 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 you didn't. Or like today, Mystic was like, hey, bro, it's like he gave me that cue, but didn't give me the cue. Like, you didn't ask. He didn't say you didn't ask us how he's feeling. He hit me with another way, like the way how he peaked my, that's how I like to operate. Because if you notice, I was like, oh yeah, my bad. How y'all feeling today? How's y'all emotions? I think he said something like the golden question or something like that. The golden family question or something. Whatever it was slick. And man, that's how I operate. Like I felt that as soon as it clicked in my head immediately. Like I didn't have to be like, huh, what do you mean? Like it just clicked. That's how community works. Like I said, I be leaning on y'all too now, because I see there's a lot of people here that keep me on point. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I've gotten some. That has relaxed me some to where I feel like I ain't gotta be perfect, because I know I got y'all. That won't keep me on point. It doesn't mean I don't still strive to make sure that I'm doing the things I need to do sitting in this seat, but I know that if something's off, somebody gonna catch it. Badavan gonna catch it. Serena gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? Mudinator gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? Like most people gonna catch it and they gonna tell me, hey, woo, woo, woo. Oh, yep, let me get on that. Britt gonna catch it. She didn't call them some things that I ain't do before, something I may have said. That's cool. And y'all have never seen me, like get in my feelings or I'd be like, oh, my bad. And I jump on because I want to make sure that I stay on point. And if y'all keeping me on point, I'm appreciative of that, because I ain't perfect. And I know I ain't perfect. I ain't even trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be as ideal as I can for y'all and for myself. So we're going to move on to tip of the day. But if anybody got any comments on what I was just talking about or anything like that, say something. Like, that's what we're here for. I'm not about to, we put like this, whatever it is that we discuss, it's all from love. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have that conversation, like I'm sure we've all had that conversation with our children about something that was tough, or your parents had that conversation with you, or you had that conversation with a spouse or a coworker or something like that, where it was a tough conversation where you're trying to, how would I say, walk the fine line where you want to have a good, healthy conversation, but you don't want to lose them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of conversations that when it gets like that, that's the kind of conversation that we have to have. You know what I mean? To where we keep the other person engaged and understand that it's coming from love, but we don't do anything to lose them, meaning lose them like within the conversation. So we always have that. And even for me, I have that fine line that I have to make sure that I'm walking. You know what I mean? So for real, for real. Like, and that's tough love. That's how I got it. I grew up in a house of 4 men. Excuse me, 5, counting my grandpa. The only lady in the house was my grandma or my cousins. The only women was like my grandma and like my cousins. And any aunts, but all my aunts were by marriage on my father's side. And that's the house I grew up in. I grew up with all men, military men. So y'all already know how I was in my house. It was real. Ain't no whining, ain't no sympathize, ain't no none of that. Like, that's how they got down. Now, I knew I was loved. They hugged and we did that kind of stuff. But when it came to like handling business, ain't no whining, ain't no crying. It's like, boy, you better go handle that. I don't want to hear that. We'll come up in here with all of that. I had that told to me a lot of times. I remember I got jumped one day and came in there crying. It was like, what? You better go out there and go handle that. Like, that's the house I grew up in. So that's the only way I really truly know it. But I understand that I have like toned it down some because I know everyone's style is a little bit different. So I try to walk the fine line and try to make sure that I'm engaging everybody with some tough love, but not so aggressive the way I got it. You know what I mean? So, but we're going to move on. All right. So let's get to tip of the day. Absolutely, Blunt. For real, for real. Like, that's all I know, man. I don't know nothing else. All right. So tip of the day today is use confluence. The more independent reasons a trade makes sense, the higher the probability. So let's talk about that. Use confluence. I don't know why I have confluence. That should be use confluences. Use confluence. I guess that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I think that would be the right way to say that. So just an example, right? So think about it. Like the tip of the day says, the more independent reasons a trade makes sense, the higher the probability, right? That would be our confluences, right? So what could be some confluences? Let's think about that. A VWAP rejection, prior day highs and lows, top-down analysis, what else? Depending on what you're trading, right? Depending on your strategy, right? That's going to also let you know what what those confluences are, because each strategy is going to have its own confluence, right? A strategy for like the HSS, the confluence for that would be a lot different than the daily strat, right? Because they use different things, right? Different things meaning different steps, right? Or support and resistance will have different confluences than like the 15-minute banger, right? Because they're different strategies. Reversal zones. Absolutely. That's another confluence. Thank you, C. Moody. That's a good one. Reversal zone. That's another good confluence. Touching the 50, touching 100. Like I said, depending on your strategy, right? So what would you guys think would be a solid amount of confluences for a strategy? Give me that number, whatever you think that number is. Absolutely. That part, Josh Stretz. I'm just going to put that up there. That's the cloth I'm cut from right there. So when I be giving this energy, just please understand it comes from a place of love, but being where I'm from, yeah. Being where I'm from, it's It's tough. Candlestick patterns, that's a good one. So laser focus mind said 3. C. Moody said 3. Blumshed said 3 to 4. Serena said 3. Sin said 4. C. Dub said 2 to 3. Renee Baker said 3. Great answers. Great answers. Because from what I've learned, even watching other people trade their strategies, like looking at Juvier when he trades the support and resistance, and the HSS, Euphoria when he trades the HSS, thinking about Lazy when he trades his strategy, thinking about Canary when she trades hers, thinking about Scalp when he trades in his strategies. I say 3 to 4 is you're right where you need to be. You're right where you need to be. And some could be less, some could be more. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, that's good. Anywhere 3, I think that's like 3 to 4. I'll say this, 3 to 5, solid. I think anything more than 5 is overkill. Anything less than 3 ain't enough. I say 3 to 5 is solid. And that's going to be depending on the strategy, right? Because some strategies may only have 3 confluences. Some may have 4 or 5. Because when we think about, good example, think about Lazy's conflux strategy, right? It's usually like, it could be 3 to 5 confluences with that, right? A lot of different things. So parallel channel, squeeze, trend line breakout. It's like a few different things. I don't know them all, but I know it's a few different things. So I think anywhere from 3 to 5, I think you're solid. Period. You're good. And that is going to make your trade high probable. And that's all you want. Exactly. Good point. If you're looking at more than that, you're going to get analysis paralysis. Absolutely. I'm see Moody, I see you caught that. From the question of the day to the tip of the day. I always try to pair those the best way that I can to where they kind of like flow together, right? So this way, for that day, you get a dose of both from each, right? So 5-0 has none. Good point. See what I'm saying? Good point, Serena. 5-0 has none. There are no confluences. There are no indicators. That's a strategy that's based on what? Candle structure. You get on this time frame chart, you wait for this candle to close. Wherever it closes, that's your entry. Wherever your stop loss is going to be the opposite side of that. If it's a buy, it's going to be at the low. Your stop loss, if it's a sell, your stop loss is going to be at the high. Real simple. That is the question. That is a darn good question. Sin, this right here. The question is, does everyone know their confluences for their strategies? If you don't know that answer, you already know what I'm about to say. You didn't go back and back test 3 years. Because ain't no way in heck you back tested this strategy going back 3 years and you don't know what your confluences are. And you didn't read on it. You didn't study, right? Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Great point, Sin. Absolutely. Great point. If you don't know that, what you doing? That's all I'm going to say. What you doing? And I ain't being a smart butt when I say that. I'm being for real. Like, what you doing? Seriously. What you doing? So, just, that's something that's just so real. Like, you got to know, you have to know what your confluences are. You have to. So, so think about this. If you don't have any confluences for your strategy, would you say that your entry and everything that you're doing would be a guess, right? You'd be guessing. If you have no confluence, I'll have to say you're guessing because you have nothing to give you, how would I say, some type of affirmation that, okay, right here, like meaning my entry, like it's right here. Like this my entry. You're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're gambling. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. And also, too, your confluences, like we said 3 to 5 is solid, right? So think about it. That's 3 to 5 independent reasons that's going to do what? It's going to give you an edge. It's going to give you an edge. It's going to give you an edge. Like I said, it's going to give you those reasons that's going to let you know that this trade makes sense. So it's very important to have them. You got to have them. Now, if a trade don't have them like the 5-0, then that's nothing. It doesn't matter on one like that. Like I always tell y'all, the 5-0 is a very, the 5-0 is not like any other strategy that you'll ever trade. You can't use the same ideologies with the 5-0. It's different. It's very, very different. That is the only strategy that I would say is just totally different than anything that's in any of the communities that I've been in, period. So just keeping that in mind, the confluences matter. They give you an edge. That's why you want them. That's why they got to be there. So with that stated, if anybody don't have no questions on that, we'll move on. But just remember, we need confluences, at least 3 to 5. Without confluences, we're guessing. All right. So Lazy called out a trade. Yep, hit 1-to-1. That's dope. All right, so let's get back screen share, just take a peek at what the charts are doing. I was still on the 15-minute time frame from earlier, but we had both of our trades today were invalidated. So nothing for me. And I didn't really have no chance to get in, even take lazies, because I just felt like that's something that we had needed to talk about. Just talking about, like how to support your fellow trader and what we expect, coming out of the comment section, and understanding that if y'all are not succeeding, I'm failing. So I think that was really important to have that conversation. Like I said, we're about to hit 100 episodes next week. Friday will be 96. So that means on Thursday of next week, we'll be at 100 episodes. That's a lot. Think about 100 episodes on a TV show, right? That's a lot. 100 episodes, they usually go in syndication. Think about that. It's a lot. So with 100 episodes, we should be rocking. Literally, we should be rocking. Like I said, I know there's some folks that, that haven't been here the whole time, but that's okay. We'll get you. You're going to catch up. But the bulk of us been here for a minute. So we got to make sure that we're, I got to make sure that we are, how would I say, building and that we're progressing. So yeah. So other than that, man, I don't have really nothing else. I mean, I ain't take nothing. I'm about to log out of my accounts there. I'm going to log out of my account over here. I'm about to close my copy trader. And yeah. What Serena say? Serena said, more like gambling. For real. You're guessing and you're gambling. Absolutely. Was looking to take a long from my 15-minute CRT strap, but didn't get a 5-minute FEG. Price left without giving me an entry. Hey, that's discipline. You could have forced it, right? You could have just got in, but no, you didn't. You're confluent. You didn't. Your steps, the steps of your strategy did not line up, and you didn't have everything there, so you sat out, which is what everyone's supposed to do. That is a textbook way of when not to take your trade. Price left without giving her an entry. That's trading. You don't jump into that though, just to get in it. Smart. So if y'all ain't got nothing for me, man, we gonna jump off. If y'all don't have anything for me. But I'm glad that we was able to have the conversation. And y'all know Trinelli might, like me and Trinelli go back and forth, but it's all love. Like Trinelli my people. Like 100%. That's why we talk to each other like that. It's all love with us. Straight up. Always been. So he said we will see reruns on TBS. Hey, bro, I wish I can get that syndicated check. That would be amazing. That would be amazing if I can get that syndicated check. What? C. Moody, what? Boy, them syndicated checks. Could you imagine Martin? Could you imagine Fresh Prince, right? But Martin Will Smith, and I know Martin, I know his family. Me and his brother are pretty close. Like I know, but them checks still coming right now today. And them checks be nice. Shout out to my brother Rob Lawrence, man. For real, for real. But yeah, I wish, bro. That'll be dope. But other than that, man, if y'all ain't got no questions for me, let me know. Let me know if y'all got any questions for me. If y'all ain't got no questions for me, we're gonna jump off. And I'll see y'all tonight in the vault. I appreciate you, Josh Stretz. I just got that. I appreciate you, bro. For real, for real. For real, for real. And I'm gonna say facts, what you stated. Facts. All right. Yeah, should be on tonight. Actually, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna talk to Nelly in just a sec. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her in a sec. I'm gonna call her when we get off. Yeah. Like I said, we rock. But yeah, Josh Stress, I appreciate you, bro. Like I got that. And you're right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, so with that, y'all, we gonna jump off. We're gonna jump off and y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. I'm glad we was able to talk about that as a community and, just get some understanding of where we all need to be psychologically. But other than that, two of our strategies got invalidated today. We sit on our hands. We shouldn't be trading every day. And this allowed us to implement one of those non-trading days. It's cool. No big deal. Absolutely buy it at any time. And other than that, I'll send y'all, everyone that hit me up in a DM, I'll send y'all the fifth video. And then I'll see y'all tonight in the vault. And for the ones I don't see in the vault tonight, I'll definitely see y'all first thing tomorrow. All right. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all as always. Shout out to you, from the co-founders, my brothers at, I always say at. Sometimes I say at, sometimes I say don't. I don't know why I always got to say that. Oh, man, it's too funny. Shout out to my brothers at the Edge Fund, the co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And other than that, y'all have a great remainder of y'all day. And signing off. And I'll see y'all tonight and some of y'all tomorrow. Yay!